Hello and welcome in. I am MissKinghorn and we are back here in The Sims 4 and we are building another home. This time we are doing something a little bit different. So last week, if you didn't see it, and I will put a card up in the top corner for you, we did a very festive kind of build, family home, fully decked out for the holidays. This time I want to do something a little bit different, and so I have done a smaller kind of lodge cottage build where it is just for two people, and yeah, I really like it and I hope you do too. But it is got a giant big lake around it. It's full of sort of pine trees and Christmas trees, and it's a really nice forest kind of home, sort of surrounded by this gorgeous lake that you can see I'm building right now. So I do cut out quite a bit of this, and I am going to apologise right now for doing that. I can never ever get the right height the first time round. I can look at it and I can eyeball it and I can think I've got it right, and then yeah, I just don't. So basically I come along and I cut out quite a lot of the tool work that I do here, just because it can be a little bit tedious of me going in, looking, moving, looking, going in, yeah, anyway, and just picking all of these rocks up took forever. I made a mistake with one of the plants and I accidentally moved them all. Yeah, trust me, there are hundreds of plants coming in here. So anyway, we have magically done the rock work in here. Now we're placing up some sort of shrubs and bushes. I wanted this to kind of feel a little bit overgrown, a little bit kind of natural in there. I did use the terrain pool, so there are, I think I've placed some ducks and I think there's some fish in here, but I haven't placed like a fishing sign or anywhere where they can actually like fish from. I feel like they were more decorative than anything else. But yeah, this is actually on a 40 by 30 lot in the world that we got with werewolves, the Moonwood, I think it's called, yeah, in there. So yeah, it's the first time I've actually built in this world. I think I may have played around and done something at the beginning, but I feel like it's such an old pack that it might have been on Twitch rather than on here. But yeah, and I thought this would be the perfect place. I really wanted it to be very foresty, kind of lots of trees, lots of things like that. So that's kind of really what I set out to be when I did this. So yeah, that was what was in my head, that I just wanted lots and lots of trees for this sort of cabin, cottage, lodge, whatever you really want to call it, into here. So yeah, that is now basically the lake done. I'm now moving on to the terrain, the other side, where we're actually going to get our house. I've kind of used quite a big lot, well, I say big lot, it's not that big, in here, but I have then sort of reduced it quite a lot when it came to this sort of big lake and things like that. So we do actually have a really small area in which to kind of actually build our house on. This turns out to be a one kind of / 2 bedroom. So it can be used as a 2 bedroom. There is a separate kind of office space that I kind of created, which could easily go into being like a kid's bedroom or something like that if you really wanted to. But for the family I had in mind for this, they were 2 elderly Sims. They are, or I think he might have been like a famous sort of crime writer, kind of author in there, and he's done really well, and he's kind of, not necessarily retired, but he's taken a step back from the limelight, and he's kind of more reclusive, more kind of private person than maybe he was when he was prolifically writing in here, and he just wants to escape from the world He's probably written about and seen too many sort of bad stories that now he wants to kind of just escape, and I think this is the perfect place to do it. Now, this is another mistake I make. Yeah, I place these rocks down before I build the house. I do end up actually getting rid of quite a lot of this. You'll see later on. I don't particularly like them. And yeah, the planting, it just made it feel very odd into here. How I did this, I kind of did it backwards. I'm not really entirely sure why. I think I was tired when I built this. I've had a really busy week. And I made a few mistakes. What can I say? I am human after all. Into there. So yeah, I plant before I build the house. Weird, but anyway, in there, and we are using a lot of the same sort of planting that we use on the other side, so on like the lake side. I feel like that's a little bit more rugged, a little bit more kind of rustic looking, and then I come in and build the house into here, which I really wanted to kind of feel to be really sort of similar. And now you can see that I have changed my idea, and we've actually gone with these ones, which we got from the Star Wars pack. I do not think I've ever used them or even seen them, but I was just scrolling through debug and live edit, and I came across them, and I thought these are perfect. So I grabbed them out. But yeah, question for you. I don't have any of the new packs, so I don't have, I think, the latest 5 kits. I've just not bought them. We'll see how we go in future with things that are happening. Yeah, we'll see. In there, have you got them? What are you thinking? Are we liking the new SpongeBob? And that is not a phrase I ever thought I would have to say on this channel. So yeah, have you got it? What do you think? Yeah, let me know. It's a strange one. I was not expecting it and not really wanting it or even liking it. But yeah, apparently it's what we want because that's what the team have given us. Yeah. Anyway, it seems like such a crazy idea and pack, but you know, what do I know? I'm just a player of the game. Instead, I feel like they've probably got the rights to it, and they've thought, what can we do with it? And they've come up with these kits. It just does not make any sense to me whatsoever. But hey, yeah, I feel like we're in a period of turmoil as it is. Why not throw a little bit more chaos at us and see what sticks? Yeah. Anyway, I have built quite a lot of this house right now. So it does have these 2 little dormer windows upstairs. These are not usable. They are purely decoration up there. I just wanted something on the roof line that was going to be a little bit nicer, and it just adds a little bit more character to this sort of build and gives the impression that we can access it. I didn't want to, and I could have made it slightly bigger, and I could have gone at the other side and maybe can join them all in. It just really wasn't worth it for me. I knew this was going to be just 2 Sims living here. They were going to be elderly. They were going to not want to go upstairs, maybe for medical reasons or ability or whatever. They just did not want an upstairs in this build, so I decided not to place any of that. And yeah, you can see here I actually lightened this whole build up slightly because it was looking very dark, and I kind of wanted the kind of wood tones to kind of bounce off of each other, and we do have lots of dark wood tones. This is a very dark kind of build, and I apologise for that. It's something that I really like, this sort of dark wooden sort of aesthetic, and then yeah, just lightening it up with some pops of colour here and there as well. But yeah, I decided to sort of change all of that up a little bit more, and then we come through, and This is a very bright flooring kind of terrain paint, so just using soil over the top of it just to kind of dull it a little bit and to make it a little bit darker just kind of adds a really nice sort of touch. And you've sort of seen me do this before, where I sometimes even layer like 3 different types of terrain paint on top of each other. It just makes it look and feel a little bit better. And yeah, that front bridge area, I did actually look at putting a live edit bridge over the top of it. It just didn't really work for me, so I've just left it as this sort of platform bridge into here over the lake, and I've just changed the colours. I think when I built the bridge, I didn't really have an idea of what the cottage was going to look like, and it wasn't until I was going through the wallpaper that I decided on this sort of darker wooden colours, that everything kind of clicked in my head of what I really wanted this to look like into here. And we have more trees, because why not? This is in the middle of the woods. I would really like to place some on the behind this kind of big section where there's nothing, but for some weird reason, and I'm not entirely sure I've got the right version of tool, I could not move anything just slightly off the lot. It was just one of those weird little quirks that I had. You would have noticed it with some of the trees. I couldn't just move things off. I don't know why. I will have to go back through and check that I do have the latest version of tool, if it is that. But yeah. Anyway, we're now going to work on the floor plan here. So what we basically have is a very large kind of all-in-one room, and then 2 rooms and a bathroom, I guess is what we're calling it. We have the main bedroom at the back there, the little bathroom to the right hand side, and then that front area just to the right. That is what I put in as an office, but as I said, you could have this as a kids room if you really wanted to. We don't have a bath, we just have a shower in there and the bathroom, so yeah. Now we have fully snowed in here, and we have frozen over the lake, and we've done all of that, and yeah, a few other bits and pieces have magically appeared. I had some fun when I didn't realise I wasn't recording, so oopsies in there. But for some weird reason, this plant, the hanging plant, it's fine if it's undercover. If it's not, it just kind of goes this weird white. I kind of moved it around a little bit when I was sort of placing it, and it just didn't seem to want to really work. So yeah, if that is too much of a problem, you can always just move it undercover, but I thought I really wanted it hanging from the beam. If anyone saw my last build, I'm really plugging that, aren't I? So I place lots of kind of garlands and things like that from the beams, and I think it just adds a little bit more detail, and it's where you would really place something like that. So yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. But now we're going to jump into the kitchen in here. This kitchen set actually came from Enchanted by Nature, and I don't think, other than like those builds, I've ever really used it. And I thought, you know what, why not? It really kind of works with those kind of mismatched wooden tones that I really want to get into this build. And I love the green kind of bold kind of wallpaper that we've kind of got behind here as well. I think that just really works and just adds a really nice sort of touch into there. Unless we do get out the same kind of sink that matches the counters and all of that. And there's also Snowy Escape coming through, there's Cottage Living, there's Adventure Waits actually is most of like the wallpaper and stuff come through from that pack. We do also what was I gonna say, oh yeah, Snowy Escape, I said that. Anyway, and then obviously my go-to favourite pack, which is the Kitchen Clutter Kit. I use quite a lot of that. I actually show you how I pull everything out. This I normally just cut out because it takes so long. This is quite a small kitchen, so I figured why not sort of show you all. And I didn't want to over clutter this, so you do have the corner counter, which is completely bare, which your Sims can use, and sometimes they also use the one next to the cooker, the full one, and just things that sometimes clip, but that's just, yeah, that's just The Sims. It is technically usable in there. And you'll find here is my love of books, and we get this through. Now, I said there was a mix match of wooden tones coming into this build. There really is. That is one, a style choice, and two, we have so many dark wooden tones, and yes, I am using bunny ears on that because there's different packs seem to have different colours. And we can't settle on a, well, I think we have in recent years settled on a white and a black, but like the dark wood seem to have like 3 or 4 different colours for, and I just kind of threw them all into this build, and I figured some bits were newer items, some bits were slightly more old, and yeah, things are just a little bit mismatched, but actually I think in this kind of build it really worked. So you can see here I'm cluttering up this bookshelf. I got in a couple of picture frames in here, and also the, I don't know sure if they're lovebirds or what, there's like a trio of birds on like a leaf. I figured that would be like a really nice sort of ornament kind of thing. It feels like something an old couple would have in here. I haven't placed any pictures in the picture frames, so obviously you can add your Sims, maybe they're getting an award or something, and yeah, or something like that, or maybe it's grandchildren or some drawing or something in there as well. But this is then the sort of living area onto here. I really wanted to use this red sort of sofa. We have got a red bits and pieces coming in from outside, and I wanted to bring that through along with the kind of the green, but do you think for the life of me I could settle on a sofa? In the end we go for this 3 sofa, and then we have 2 sort of really comfy high-backed armchairs, and I think it just kind of fills in this area really nicely into here. And then I go on a hunt for cushions. I can't find pillows or cushions. In the end we have to scroll, but yeah, and then we settle on these ones over here, and yes, I do change the colour of them once I have got everything situated. And yeah, I think just a really nice comfy kind of living space in here for them. And yeah, a few more bits and pieces coming out on this kind of coffee table come end table come, yeah, I wanted this to be something where everything is kind of movable, so you can access different areas. Like, if, I mean, it has stairs onto the top of it, so it's not necessarily accessible, but you can obviously access lots of bits and pieces into there as well, of what I wanted. And yes, I've moved everything closer, and yeah, rearrange. I should really learn to find the spot before I place these kind of items into here. And then this cottage living dining set worked perfectly in here, as it was just going to be the 2 of them. I set it on a small one. I just put a nice little vase of a couple of flowers in there, and I've not decorated this for like the holidays, or there's nothing kind of Christmassy or anything like that about it. I've just kind of skipped over that and just gone to a winter kind of build, which I think is perfectly fine. And we have a little pottery studio. I don't necessarily know why I placed that. I feel like I placed quite a few items from businesses and hobbies, and I thought, well, why not? And I've not really done like a pottery kind of, I have done a pottery studio, but not in like a residential kind of home, completely separate. So maybe they sell it online, maybe they do other bits and pieces, and they just have a like an on-demand kind of, like, you can buy it and then they kind of make it for you sort of product range. I don't know, I felt like it was just something to do, and it fitted in that little pop out in there perfectly, which is really what I wanted. In here we do also have the piano. You would have seen me put it out. I tried numerous places for it, but I thought it worked really well there. And now we're coming back over to the entranceway on this side. So out that screen door is onto the front deck. So I've kind of turned the camera around a little bit to do this, and yeah, I didn't particularly like the sort of full length kind of end table, kind of hallway table there. So I settled on this pile of books on a suitcase, and I thought, they're going to be an author. They would have books everywhere. and I wanted this stall. Do you know that feeling when you know there's an item from a pack but you can never find it? Yeah, it's that stall. It's not in with the chairs, it's not in with the sofas. I actually had to go and filter. I knew it was from Jungle Awaits, so I ended up having to filter everything from that pack just to find it. Why? Anyhow, I found it. But yeah, I feel like it's one of those items that have been like detagged from the armchair sofa categories. I don't know why. Anyway, we've now moved over into this sort of office space in here, and I have placed a few little lamps I go back through into here, and yeah, I felt like a really nice kind of private space for them to kind of write the book, write maybe a memoir or something. As I said, in my head they were like a famous crime writer who's maybe in like their 60s, 70s, but they're still kind of writing, just not very often anymore. Or maybe they're just getting like fan mail or something kind of along those lines. Maybe they've retired and just want to escape to the country and kind of settle in the woods. And that's kind of what I had in my mind for that in there. But as I said, you could change that to be a kid's bedroom if you really wanted to, and make this into a 2-bedroom family home. But yeah, we're now over in the main bedroom in here, and again I pull out this sort of bookshelf come end table. I use it more as an end table. It kind of fits a little bit more like that in there. And then we get out a couple of lamps. I really wanted, as I said earlier, kind of a mismatched kind of feel to this build. So yeah, that's why we actually have 3 end tables in here, 2 by the bed, and then there's another one just over to the other side. I really like that kind of trunk from Adventure Weights, and I've never had an opportunity to use it, so I figured why not in there. And then as they went on offer, I figured let's use the book nook kit and pull lots of bits and pieces out. So we've got a stack of books on one side of the bed, we've got the armchair, we've got the gorgeous, lovely, soft, fluffy, or at least I'm envisioning it being soft and fluffy, rug under the bed. I had used quite a few Adventure Weights rugs out in the living room, and I just wanted to use something a little bit different in here, so I figured, well, why not get them in there. And then a few other bits and pieces, and a little plant and stuff. Lots and lots of books in here. I actually really enjoy kind of creating this kind of build for like elderly Sims, or for just like a couple into there. And then I really wanted a picture wall. I figure maybe they've travelled a lot on like book tours or like researching, doing other bits and pieces. So I figured let's have some kind of wall memorabilia from their travels in here, of being on the high seas. Maybe they had a pirate book or something. Lots of maps of the world and things like that as well. And then on this side over here we have the big wardrobe, and then the little fireplace in here that actually fits into the chimney, which goes up onto the roof. You can see here I tried to place a bath shower combo. It just didn't really work, so I went back to my go-to favourite bath set, and that is the sleek bathroom in here. And I basically kind of just use everything from that pack in here. We don't use it anywhere else, so if you obviously don't have that pack, you just don't have a bathroom, but you can use it with any kind of combination. But we are quickly coming up to the end of this build, so if you have enjoyed it, then give it a big thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel. You can also find this build right now on the gallery. It is called Lake Cottage, and yeah, I will see you next time. But for now, bye everyone!